The McClendon Report. Ask or Ask, Donda's Rules, Suit Shoes. All available at McClendonReport.com.
Sin City is coming to your city, town, and restaurant real soon. Video gambling may have its way in restaurants and truck stops real soon, but I'm saddened by the Senate's green light on major gambling expansion. How can a measure like this even pass? 47 to 12? But the House is next. You may raise $375 million, but at whose expense? Video gambling will only tempt the underaged, it will entice the non-gamblers, and even if we raise this revenue, just count on your friendly neighborhood lawmaker to squander all of the funds. I'm not convinced. Call me tonight to prove me wrong on Garrard McClendon Live. Welcome to Garrard McClendon Live. Don't even try to justify video poker in restaurants. I don't give a casino how much money you can make off of gamblers. Keep slots, video poker, and virtual dice throwing in a real casino. Face it, people, it's a scam. And if we raise $1, $2, or even $20 billion, someone will waste the funds on patronage jobs, cost overruns, and hidden agendas. 630-575-TALK. That's my number. Call me and give reasons why we should do this and why we shouldn't. Former Governor Rod Blagojevich called video poker the crack cocaine of gambling. You know what? I may disagree with him most of the time, but he was right here. Let's listen to Senate President Cullerton on raising funds. We need jobs, so let's do whatever we have to get the money. Let's listen closely.
But this bill will create tens of thousands of jobs, which is what we need right now. The unemployment rate, it's higher than it's been in 20 years, and we want to put people back to work. It's going to actually bring jobs to all parts of the state, every township, every city, and it will actually generate more money for the state once these jobs are out there.
You gotta be kidding me. See how the absence of the word gambling was used? Okay, everyone, here's your Senate Minority Leader, Christine Radogno. She uses euphemisms, and she's truly the euphemism queen here. Some revenue, other parts of the revenue, but it's real money at the gambling addict's expense. Let's hear her thoughts on raising this real money.
It's a good bill. I do have to compliment everyone involved, particularly Senate President Cullerton, on how the final product came out. It's a fair distribution regionally, and as you know, that is not always easy to do. Then you cross-cut that with partisan politics. It is not easy to come up with something fair and balanced, and I truly believe that this is a fair and balanced product. And it's supported by real revenue. We got into this trouble by borrowing, by pretending we had more money than we had. This proposal doesn't do that. It pays for what we're going to be getting. That's honest government, and that's what people in Illinois want. Some people like the revenues, some people like part of the revenues, some people like other part of the revenues. The fact of the matter is it's real revenue, and in order to reach a compromise to move forward, you have to compromise, and I think the revenue package is something that is, in fact, reasonable.
She's cute, but let's speak with forked tongue. Wasn't she smooth? No mention of gambling, but her omission of the G word was really conspicuous. Well, Mayor Daley must get his 2 cents in. Can you interpret his gibberish? Hey, get a translator fast. Let's listen now to Mayor Daley.
Well, everybody thinks gambling is bad. Let's be realistic. Everybody does. But why is it there? It's in Mississippi. Why is it all over? It's even in Illinois. If it's that bad, then why we allowed it to happen if everybody thinks it's that bad? I mean, why? You have it in every state.
Oh, man, once again, I hope you had your translator because it's always difficult to understand Mayor Daley. Hey, Mayor Daley, do it just because everyone else does it? Let's jump off of a bridge. Let's hop the lion's fence at Brookfield Zoo. Hey, let's get drunk and get in the car and drive. Mail services, let's talk about that. Prostitution, hey, it's legal in 2 states, Nevada and Rhode Island. Mayor Daley, should we make the other 48 states brothel houses just because they allow it? Should we not legalize street gambling on your street, Mayor Daley? What about gentlemen's clubs? Should we put them near schools and require them to have windows? Everyone else is doing it. Why can't we? Huh? The state of Illinois. That's the mayor of your city, Shy City, Mayor Daley. In the words of Malcolm X, only in America can you buy dice, playing cards, and dominoes and then get arrested for having them. Remember, sins are legal when you can tax them. Finally, the Craigslist assassin, a soft voice in the wilderness. Sheriff Tom Dart may have the truth in logic. But is anyone listening? Let's listen to Sheriff Dart.
We started going after video poker machines not because we had free time, but because we were getting inundated with phone calls from people whose spouse had lost all of their paychecks because they sat there and pumped $20 bill after $20 bill into a machine until it was all gone. So at some point, you have to say enough. You know, there's loads of ways you can raise money, but the question is whether or not they're smart ways and whether, frankly, they're ethical ways to do it, and that's not it.
Sheriff Tom Dart, I think he's making sense out of the matter. It's interesting how politicians, your lawmakers as well as mine, can justify sins as long as we can tax them. See, you know, let's liken this to sex. Hey, sex isn't illegal. You get a married couple, they can have sex all they want. But the minute you have sex for profit, oh, it becomes illegal in 48 states. So goes the matter of video poker. This is totally bogus. Lawmakers are trying to justify this, and I want you to call me right now. 630-575-TALK. 630-575-TALK. You know, I'm frustrated tonight because we see lawmakers using euphemisms, and it upsets me to no end. As long as you can raise money, it's okay. Hey, stay with me on Garrard McClendon Live. Why should we have video gambling machines in public venues giving full access to minors? If you want to gamble, make the effort and drive to a casino. Hey, more Garrard McClendon Live after the break.
At some point, they have to realize that in the zeal to find revenue, and I understand the need for it, you have to draw some type of line here. And to just throw things wide open where you literally will have gaming devices, mini casinos in restaurants, corner taverns is a disaster. I mean, there's no conceivable way they can regulate it no matter what they tell you. And you'll see more and more lives destroyed. And I hate to ever come out as an advocate for casinos because I'm not a big gambling fan at all, but at least someone has to physically put the thought through on, you know, I got to get a car, I got to drive to this location to do this. There's security around there. There's people that are somehow visually trying to see who's there. This would be just unregulated mayhem is what it would be. And you'd have families going into restaurants and they'd see guys who are quite intoxicated, losing what's remaining of their paycheck, usually not real excited about it, who are going to probably get a little upset. And there's nothing good that would come of that.
Welcome back to Garrard McClendon Live on CLTV. Gambling made common. Hey, the little video poker machines may pay off in restaurants and truck stops, and they may pay off for the state. I think it's nonsense, and lawmakers have lost their minds this time. Gambling is done in a casino, not in restaurants, truck stops, and gentlemen's clubs. Politicians, get a clue. Next, you'll be taxing the gratuities of exotic dancers. 630-575-TALK. Hey, that gets you in on the conversation. Help me justify the legalization of the sinful act with legalese. I'm going to go to phones right now. Let me go to Jay first. Jay, thanks for calling Garrard McClendon Live. What's your comment?
Hi, Gerard. It's just another way for them to tax bad behavior. If you remember, a while back, they promised us that the state lottery would fix the whole school funding problem, and it still hasn't.
Right. Jay, you're right on point. Thanks for the phone call. You know, I agree with Jay wholeheartedly. The lottery is going to save our public schools, and we're going to get newly paved streets all through the city and in the suburbs because we have casinos. Nonsense. You know what? I'm still seeing broke down streets in Chicago and in the suburbs, and I'm still seeing some pretty whack schools in those neighborhoods as well. Let me get to Tim next. Tim, thanks for calling GML. What's your comment, Tim?
Hey, I just wanted to say it's just kind of funny that all of a sudden, right after Quinn comes on the news yesterday and says, "Oh, well, we're facing a budget deficit and all this stuff," well, all of a sudden, hey, why don't we legalize something that is not in our best interest?
Yeah.
You want to tax something? Tax something else.
Yeah.
Don't put him in put in a casino.
Yeah.
Put in something that has a building, a substance, not this.
Yeah.
This is not a way to go.
Hey, Tim, you're right on point. Thanks for the phone call. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's upsetting. I mean, you've seen those video poker machines in restaurants. They're for entertainment purposes only. But the state lawmakers in Illinois, they want to make them taxable. They want to make them legal. They've lost their minds. You need to call your House reps and your senators tomorrow. Let me see if I can get Lakeisha in here. Lakeisha, thanks for calling, Garrard McClendon. I'm doing well, Lakeisha. How are you?
I'm doing well, but I was doing even better before I heard this topic.
Talk to me.
I feel it's just like ludicrous that they can talk about they got all these revenues that they need, potholes all over the doggone city. You got taxpayers having to pay extra fees for parking at the lakefront, but now we're going to legalize gambling.
Yeah.
So we're basically saying that the recession already has people losing their households, and you just adding more to the recession.
Wow.
Because now more families are going to definitely lose their households because they're going to be on every corner store in the urban area.
Oh, Lakeisha, thanks for the phone call. And it looks like there are people in Twitter and on Facebook that agree with Lakeisha. I'm looking at Candace in Twitter. Candace tweets me and says, Gerard, loving the fact that he's calling these politicians out. I'm on Facebook. There's a comment by Frederick Green. He says, robbing the poor. Just look around and find out where the casinos are, houses up for sale, etc. It's a predatory enterprise. Hey, stay with me. Hit me on Facebook and Twitter and tell me about your gambling tendencies. Would you gamble more if bars and restaurants had poker? Hit my blog. Will children be able to play these games without being carded? Greedy lawmakers trying to fund basic stuff with gamblers' money. You know that's sad. Hit my blog, cotv.com/GML. Give me a call right now, 630-575-TALK. Garrard McClendon Live, back in a moment.
What they'll do is con you into believing, well, we just did that for roads. Hey, they'll be back with the casino in Chicago, Rockford.
We're hoping that this governor will get hold of himself and go back to the position he had originally, which is where he's been for 25 years.
Agree or disagree? More gambling venues in unlikely places. Hey, have a drink with an additional tax on liquor. Order your dinner and enjoy low-quality gambling in the restaurant of your choice. Welcome back to Garrard McClendon Live, 630-575-TALK. That's the number to get in. I'm going straight to phones. Let me talk to Sharice. Sharice, thanks for calling GML. What's your comment, Sharice?
Hi, Gerard.
Hi.
The individuals making this decision, they're nothing but corporate politicians. That's all they are. They're raising revenue at the expense of someone's hardship.
Yeah.
And I would like to know, will any of these video gambling machines be located in Highland Park, Hinsdale, or Northbrook?
Why do you have to go there, Sharice? Talk to me. Explain why you asked that question.
Because most of the liquor stores that raise all the money, they're on the west side and south side of Chicago, right next door to a church.
Yeah.
In certain suburbs, the zoning prevents liquor stores.
Yeah.
It prevents advertising, but in the poor neighborhoods, predators, they pounce to make all this money on the hardship of others.
Yeah.
And it's sad that they can't come up with better ideas.
Thank you, Sharice. I appreciate that. Sharice said better ideas. You know, in the hood, it's pretty easy to find multiple gambling opportunities. You can find liquid crack, also known as malt liquor. You know, you see all sorts of nefarious activity. The question does become, as Sharice states, will we find these gambling opportunities in some of the ritzier suburbs? Let me stay on the phones. I'm going to go to Joyce next. Joyce, thanks for calling Garrard McClendon Live. Joyce, what's on your mind?
Yeah, well, you know, I have a family problem with gambling, and if they put them right where they always can get them, that can make the situation worse. You know who suffers the most? The children. Because the gambling, and then now they ain't got no food. You know, they losing their houses. You know, the husbands the family are breaking up from this gambling.
Yeah. Wow.
And, you know, and if they can come up with a better idea, their family are not being broken up.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Wow.
lining their pockets and, you know, making the poor.
There we go. Joyce, thanks for the phone call. I appreciate that. I've got some more people that agree with Joyce here in Facebook. A casino does not tell you to play your house note or car note or life savings away. I guess guns kill people too. That's Helenia Walker. I'm going on to Will Jones. Will Jones says, what happened to the Illinois lottery money? That was supposed to go to the schools. Stephanie says, only if you let them rob you. Don't play and you won't lose your money. Let me see if I can get to John next. John, thanks for calling Garrard McClendon Live. John, what's your comment?
Yeah, my comment is we should take these poker machines and gambling machines and install them in the fire departments, the police departments, the local ward offices, the police barracks.
Why? Why should they do that?
Well, you know, they want to make degenerates out of, you know, the general public, and then make the degenerates out themselves. I
Wow.
mean, we're paying them with our tax money. They're not doing anything otherwise. I mean, fire department guys, they work how many days, really, when it comes down to it? You know, and everybody's making a hero out of them and the police department. I don't see police SWAT cars going up and down the streets like they're supposed to.
Wow.
They find ways to hide out.
Hey,
They
John.
hide out in front of the poker machines and give us their money back.
So, John, talk to me about whether you think these video poker machines should be in restaurants. Yes or no?
No, they make degenerates out of people. They break up families.
Yeah.
And they're no good.
Thanks, John. Appreciate the phone call. Let me see if I can get Paul in here right quick. Paul, thanks for calling GML. What's your comment, Paul?
Yes, sir. I just came from Portland, Oregon, and Oregon seems to have the gambling issue under control. It's all run by the Oregon Lottery. And the basic thing is that they always have signs on the gambling machines there that have the 1-800 Gamblers Anonymous to where you can go and look for help and everything.
Yeah.
And basically what it comes down to is a person's own personal choice.
Yeah. So, Paul, as long as it's taxable, it's okay? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that basically if the funds and everything are used and regulated correctly,
okay,
and that it's developed out with a real long-term plan involved, that it can be beneficial. If it's abused, anything can be abused.
Hey, I appreciate that, Paul. Thanks for the phone call. You know what? Paul is a thinker, and he's making me think as well about this whole situation. You got to stay with us on Garrard McClendon Live.
Not all police are bad. Not all one people, like they used to say, think all black people were one thing. Well, we know that's not true. And the same thing refers to the police.
Police officers, I mean, to a certain extent, they have to be somewhat aggressive if need be, because, I mean, you have to look at their job. Every day they put their lives on the line to protect, you know, American citizens.
Yeah, the Chicago Police Department have to be given more respect and be cared for more carefully. These guys are putting their lives on the line.
I can't understand why the police, they can't seem to catch anybody. Why don't we use the FBI to come in and do some of this policing up?
Hey, put the black cops in the black neighborhood, put the white cops in the white neighborhood. You know, that'll satisfy all the Nubians, I guess. We'll see what happens. Thanks, bye.
In my estimation, the Chicago police does a beautiful job. So I don't have anything bad to say about the Chicago police, and I think they should get a raise. Garrard, I love your show.
Wow, that's the Garrard McClendon Live B-line, 630-574-3232. Man, one caller said put the black cops in the black neighborhood and the white cops in the white neighborhood. Hey, where are we going to put the Hispanic cops? Let me go right back to the phones. Let me go to Ronnie first. Ronnie, thanks for calling GML. What's your comment, Ronnie?
Well, my dear, as far as the gambling goes, I know a lot of people who have lost their paychecks gambling, and my heart goes out to them.
Yeah.
But they only go back and gamble someplace else.
Yeah.
If they're cut off at one place.
You're right, Ronnie. I gotta go. I got one more caller to get in. I appreciate the call, Ronnie. Let me get to Ebony right quick. Ebony, what is your comment on Garrard McClendon Live, Ebony?
Hi, my comment is that I think that the gambling machines should be in the casinos and only in the casinos. You know, it's not wise to put them inside a restaurant. You know, a family could be eating and then somebody gambling. You know, that's not a good look.
It's ridiculous. You know, Ebony, thank you so much for your call. Ebony's right. There may be 45,000 of these gambling machines in restaurants and truck stops. You know, I've got to move, though. If you see me around town, hey, blast me with your camera, and we may show your smiling face on the air. There's some students there from KIPP Academy in Gary, Indiana. I had the wonderful opportunity of speaking there. The next picture we have here, oh, that's Garrard McClendon Live getting his hair cut. I get the razor shave by my barber, Sean Drayton. He's also known as Dre at Dre's Place. And who do we have here? Someone from the Healthy Families Conference. Chris Fredericks was the facilitator of that conference. How about that? Hey, that's Garrard McClendon Live for tonight. Like we always say, hey, you can stay positive, keep your head up, and always be encouraged.
The McClendon Report. Ask or Ask, Donda's Rules, Suit Shoes. All available at McClendonReport.com.